Hello, my name is Phoebe Kato Galang and I'm here to explain the interface of our program. So the interface of our program is just consisted of HTML and CSS type. The CSS type is comprised of a loader, which is a simple loader that uses X and Y dimensions to animate it. And the borders, circular borders are the animated types that will move around within. So let's not focus about the loader because the main topic here is the interface, HTML interface. So the HTML interface is consisted of a head which has the title, which will display in the web page tab. So the title is Prelim Project Number Output. It has a body. The background is a PNG file that is called using a URL. Okay. And then we have the label, which is enter number. So the label is just a string type, a text type. So we have paragraphs as well, and the paragraphs is just simple. It's just input must be example 1 to 3, so it's just string and integers. But it's mostly considered as a string type. So we have buttons, button and click. These buttons execute the functions they're intertwined to, and once they are clicked, those functions will be executed in the program interface. So the input types is where the user can input their data type with what the program requires. For example, this program only requires integers and it doesn't accept string type, so it will just accept integers and commas for it. So that is all for the interface. Thank you and have a nice day.
Now here in the valid prompt that will check that is only used in the finite digit function. It is also a validation that is also the same in the text field but on the function, on the prompt. Like here on the first validation, if the user didn't input anything in the prompt, it will say please enter a value in the prompt text field. Then the other one is if the user input a 0, it will give an error that 0 is not allowed in the prompt. Then the last validation here is if the user inputted anything except a number, like a dot or on a character, it will give an error that will say please put only numbers. Then if it didn't find anything bad or any validation here, it will return from valid as true. Then the final digit can continue the function, its function, I mean.
Hi, I am Joylyn Constantino, and now I'll be presenting the function of count all digits button. So as you can see here, we use the button or the tag button rather, and then the variable IV equals to button count all on click, so that we can execute a certain functionality when the button is being clicked by the user. So now let's proceed with the function of the count all digits in JavaScript. So first of all, count all digits is about counting all numbers from the text fields that the user are going to input. The constant and then the variable input equals to document that get element by id. It is a function that will return an element whose id property matches with the specified string. So, for example, we run the codes or the program, and then we are going to enter an string or a letter here, as you can see. And then when we click the count all digits button, the alert will pop up that says invalid input, only numbers are allowed. So that means that the codes are being validated so that the users will only input the number. So now let's try to input a number or an integer. So for example, we type the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then when we click the count all digits button, you can see here at the lower part that it says that the total digits found is 9. So overall, the count all digits will only count all the numbers inside the input text field. That's all.
I'm Ray Angelo Gavilla with a student number of 2101857. I will explain the next function, which is the count even number. We started by declaring a constant variable called input, which will hold the data value of text input. And we also declare letEven that will hold the even number and letEvenFrec that will hold the count of even. Then we use the function validate text field to ensure that what user entered was correct. Then we proceed with the statement that if the user input is valid, the program will execute a for loop with a statement inside that has a specific condition. We will check if the inputted data is even number. If so, the data will be stored in letEven and in input. Then there will be increment the letEvenFrec. Finally, after the condition has been executed properly, a constant variable name output will be displayed the even numbers and the total number of even numbers. To summarize the function counts only even numbers from the text field. It's set as a boolean to validate the process of the function. The algorithm is set to only take even numbers from the text field. For loop are used to read all the input lengths and record the even numbers. EvenFrec reads and counts the length of input.
Hello, my name is Carlos Adrian Arbalmes, and today I will talk about the odd digit counter in in our JavaScript program. So this is our odd number. This is the code for our odd counter. This code will only take the odd numbers in our program. So as you can see, there are four odd digits in our Java program. So in our JavaScript program, we use the function const let validate text field if for const again and document. In function, it is a block of reusable code that can be both called and executed at any point of the program. Const is used to declare constant variables that cannot be reassigned a new value after it has been initialized, while let it was used to declare a block scope variable. Validate text field it functions is likely a custom function that is used to validate user input from a text field in a web form. If is a if statement a conditional statement is used to execute a block of code if the condition is true. For the for is a statement that creates a loop. A loop is used to repeat a block of code a fixed number of times. And lastly, the document is a method that allows us to access an HTML element on a web page using a unique ID. So that is all. Thank you.
Good day, sir. I'm Reynaldo A. De Los Santos, and today I'm gonna explain my part in our Prelim project, which is the clear button. As you can see here in our project, we have a text area which is to input the number needed. So let me give you a sample. If I input a number here in a text area and select any of this button, example this one, the result will show up, and when I click a clear button, the number that I input in text area will be clear and the result also. And after I clear the number that I input, the alert will show up and it will say cleared successfully.
For the explanation of the function is the most occurring digit, I'm Gideon Santino. Function most of digits, find the most occurring or frequently digit or digits in the number. In the first if-else, program will be count number inputted by the user or it will go through the numbers. In the second if-else, the bottom when no occurrent is found, the program will display there no occurrent digit. And then when the program finds something, it will display the most occurring digits. Then the occurrent number input by the user will be displayed. Thank you.
Dangal greetings, I'm Ana Patricia Lindo and I will discuss to you or explain to you what the most occurring digits button. The most occurring digit button will display what are the most occurring digits that are presented in the text field. For example, the user enter 12341256. So the output will be the 1 and 2 because it occurs 2 times. That's what most occurring digit button will function. That's all.
Hello, my name is Janville Airawa and I will explain to you the function of the find digit button. The find digit can find the given prompt in the text field, which prompts the user to find the value in the text field, checks the ID if the value from the text field, check if the input has the needed digit value, and uses let digit to find the needed digit from the text field. Here in function find digit, the variables has let digit and input. The digit prompts the user to enter a digit you want to search. The digit prompts the user to enter a number in range to 1 to 9. In the input, it gets the value from the text input or txt input and uses it as and store it in the input variable. Here the validate and text field, which is input, which validates the input, and the validate prompt, which validates the digit. As for the if, as you can see in the top comment, if valid and prompt is not valid, the user will be greeted by alerts or error message that they used from the given value which prevents the user from inputting unnecessary details or inputs. Here, let I equals 0 or while loop is initiated to gather the input let. In the if statement, digit is equals to input I, or which contains the which the current input node or let. The document is which if the if statement was proven true or the digit is equals to the digit the input, we will be greeted with the document would get the document output p output, or the paragraph in the HTML will return a value with the following digit, the digit that was found, and return the value. As for the else if the digit is not null or the digit is equals return. Else if the which is also can be another prompt for for valid and prompt valid to alert the user with the necessary input. As for the else document that get element p output Also, as the first one, or if the statement was proven true, if it's proven false, the following digit would be resort. The output would return a value or a message that the following digit was not found. And lastly, the I++ would append the whole process for the while loop.
I'm Rosette Ann L. Senido. Let's now proceed to find a digit. Before clicking the find digit button, first you must enter a number in the text field. After clicking the button, the prompt message will pop up in the window that says enter a digit to find within the number in the text field. And it allows you to enter numbers you want to find in the text field. After inputting the number, you can click the OK button. If the number you entered is in the text field, then the program will display the following digit and the number you entered were found. If you input a number that is not placed in the text field, the program will display the following digit and the number you entered was not found. When you click OK without entering any number, the alert message will pop up and says, please enter a value in the text field. If you input a not integer in the prompt, the alert message will pop up, invalid input, type only numbers.